Kevin Korchinski was sent down to Rockford earlier than I think a lot of people might have expected. But this was still an opportunity for him to kind of come up and as Blechl said, like show that you could make an impact for the NHL team. And I don't know what it was, but he looked uninterested in taking advantage of that opportunity. Watching him tonight, like I was getting upset at Korchinski because knowing kind of the opportunity that's in front of you as the last preseason game, what you're trying to show, the effort you're trying to have, and there were a lot of just bad reads, too many turnovers, and there were a number of times where it looked like he was drifting and floating and not really engaged in a way that to me seemed like a guy that was like trying to take grasp of an opportunity in front of him. Even if it feels like, yeah, you're unlikely to change many minds, you still are on the ice. You still can put something out there and finish the preseason on a good foot and give yourself a chance, especially knowing that Ethan Del Mastro didn't have a good preseason and Nolan Allen had an okay preseason. If you go out and you have a solid final game, like that can give you a step up. And I don't know, there just seemed something in his game tonight where it was just like he just was not all there.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad you said it first because today's game for Korchinski was a bit of a red flag for me. I did not see a lot of compete from him. I have here in my game notes, this is right between the Blues' first and second goals. Korchinski just giving up pucks without a fight in front of Soderblom. Then mid-shift, I saw him bent over with his sticks on his knees as the play is happening, as if he's trying to catch his breath. Like, that is concerning, that if the conditioning is so poor, look, maybe he was trying to, like, shove his pants down or, like, it was an equipment issue, maybe, like, trying to fix the knee pads with the sticks.
He had to fart.
But it's trying to squeeze a fart out, too much kombucha. Maybe. So I don't want to make too much out of a 3-second isolated thing that I saw, but there's no fight there. And look, let's rewind to his rookie year where Luke Richardson said, today's practice is we beat the hell out of Kevin Korchinski and try to toughen him up. And I know they threw some other guys into that mix too, but Nick Foligno was told, you are going to kick his ass for the next 60 minutes. And that's what that practice was trying to make Korchinski tough.
Yeah, tonight was disappointing because, I covered the entire Icehogs Milwaukee series last year, and I was actually really encouraged by what Kevin Korchinski did in that series. He was not shying away from the contact. He was initiating contact. He was getting in the post-whistle shenanigans, and he looked confident, and he looked good. And that guy had never showed up to training camp this year. I don't know what happened between end of April and mid-September, but it's not the same guy that I got super encouraged about what I saw. Definitely not, giving up any kind of hope on Korchinski. Get him back to Rockford, get his confidence back up. I still think he's going to be a very good player at some point. But you kind of want to see more than what you saw tonight. There was a play in the second period where he had the puck, and it was about to be a breakout, and he was right in front of the net, and a Blues player came right behind him and just took it with zero effort.
Yeah.
Like, just, here, I'll take that. You can't have those type of plays. It just seemed like a guy tonight that knew he had no chance of changing anybody's mind, so he was just going through the motions. I hope that's not the case, because that's not great.
That would be, to me, as a coach, that would be alarming. And Pat, our buddy in the chat, said basically, like, maybe him getting sent down again killed his confidence. Sure, but then when you're look, this is the NHL. This is not college or high school hockey. Like, you have to earn your opportunity. No one cares if you're a first-round pick if you're not going to compete. And for him to show up tonight, I was sort of excited. I'm like, look, I think the Hawks are going to get pasted in this game, but I want to see two guys specifically make their case. Reichel and Korchinski, neither of them did anything in this game. Lukas Reichel had your very typical Lukas Reichel game. He had 17:36 of ice time, was a -1, 3 shot attempts.
It's actually pretty good for Lukas Reichel.
It's your top offensive threat on the roster. It's your top offensive guy. 3 shot attempts in 17 minutes.
Well, something that when I had that conversation with Mark Bernard earlier in the evening, how he's saying, he's like, I tell these guys all the time, even if you get called up because you're going to be an injury replacement and it's going to be short term, go up there and do something that makes the coach go, I can't send this guy
I just
back.
talked about Andrew Shaw and Dylan Olsen. Yeah. Olsen was the big prospect. Andrew Shaw was like, he'll be here for 2 games and go back down. And Andrew Shaw never went back.
In this town.
He never went back.
Right.
Because he said, oh my God, I'm playing in the NHL. I'm not going to let them send me down.
Right. And that's what he says. He says, I even tell this when we have to call up a kid from Indy to play a couple games in the AHL. Come up here and make us keep you here.
Right.
And there was none of that tonight.
Or make us your first call.
Yeah.
Right?
Disappointing. Hopefully he gets, the coaching staff in Rockford, a new head coach down there can get him back to what we saw at the end of last season, because something changed and it's concerning.